Hello and welcome everyone. This is Yanaman bringing you another Fleet Ops audio commentary. Today we have what hopes to be and looks to be an exciting 3v3 on the Final Frontier 2. For today's top team, we have Tempest, Drrrr, and Stardust in their respective top positions. As the yellow Klingons, this is Tempest. His white Romulan teammate, this is Drrrr, and over here in the far right hand corner we have Stardust as the blue Dominion. Now, for today's bottom team we have Bigmac as the green Borg, and his two teammates making her debut on YouTube is Siren as the purple Dominion, and last but not least we have over here in the far right corner Boggz as the red Federation. Now we are playing on Final Frontier 2. It's a 4-player map. It's 18k by 18k. It's kind of a big map. You can see that as far as the 3v3 goes, the two of these players start off next to each other, giving them the ability to defend each other quite well, with one teammate off to the side. Now, this is the base leads basically directly into a wormhole that shoots you across the map to the opposite side, which leads straight into the inverse on the top side. So you have the lone teammate out here on the opposite end of the wormhole, and his two teammates that are able to easily defend are sitting over here on the left. Now, because of the size of the map, we don't really expect much rushing today, because it's going to take a long time for the ships to get down there, and by the time you actually transport your ships all the way down, your opponent will probably have built enough ships to counter whatever you sent. The exception here is possibly these wormhole teammates, these wormhole buddies, basically, as you can pump out a couple of these ships and then just come streaming into your opponent's base. We'll see if any of the players decide to take a strategy like that. So we can see down here that Bigmac is doing the basic Borg strategy, establishing their conduction matrix, researching energy node level 1, and will be likely putting up an uplink. This strongly suggests that Bigmac is going to be going for scout cubes early in the game. We can see here that Tempest, with his cloak scout, is scouting, and we'll have a pretty good idea of what's going on in the bottom team's Borg base. At the same time, you can see that Drrrr is scouting Siren quite well, with his cloak shipped here. Now, one of the two of them needs to end up with another couple of scouts and put something up in the Federation base, and that would be some decent scouting. We can see here that Boggz is researching proximity photon torpedoes. That is a strong suggestion for monsoons. We'll be seeing some monsoons out here very shortly. You can see that he's putting up a Starfleet engineering, which he will need to research chassis level 1 in order to get those monsoons. So we'll be expecting that to unfold here very shortly. Now, over here in Siren's base, this is pure tech. You can see by the avatar bonus, and Siren is pumping out Boggz, these A-20 destroyers. So count the 2 out, and there's another total of 5, 6, and then into an S2. That's a very early S2 from what I've seen. But Dominion players have been fooling around with that number. And since this is a big map, these S2s, you can move into the later tech game a little bit easier. However, that does run the risk of not putting offensive forces on the board, and this can occasionally come to bite you. Now up here we can see that the Klingons, Tempest has actually moved into his expansion very early, is defending it with Boggz, and these Klingon ships are going to be able to take that expansion. And these Boggz classes are very sturdy early game ships. They just take a beating and can withstand a lot. They're not, since they're medium range, they're not very fast. So it looks like Tempest is going more of a defensive Klingon build. So the sorry, I'm grinning because I can see Boggz, and I have 10 to 1 that he's going to call me a hamster. Anyways, these Boggz classes suggest a defensive build. I would have gone with hamster. Anyways, the Boggz classes are defensive. What this is going to end up doing to the Klingons is they're expecting to be attacked and looking to defend. If that doesn't happen, the Klingons are going to find themselves strapped for supplies as they rely on attacking and battle to rank up their ships. And when you rank up your ships, you get a portion of the supply back. And that's part of the supply mechanic of Klingons. So if you're not attacking or you're not otherwise leveling up your ships, you'll be finding yourself strapped for supplies. Now this is actually a bit of a surprise. Tempest is moving down in on Bigmac with just a mere 3 Quebec classes. Now these are sturdy guys, but Bigmac easily able to push that back, and you can see that Tempest knew what Bigmac was fielding there. So it's a little bit surprising that he actually even moved down there, unless it was some sort of feign. That really was not going to work out in Tempest's favor. You can see that these are this is a regen scout cube. The reason for picking that up, or picking that module, is for longer games, the scout cubes will take damage, and if they don't have the regen, they take forever to repair. So we can see that Boggz has put in a warp in and is moving over here to take his expansion. You see that he is putting up a little bit of a platform so that he'll be able to defend this a little bit while moving his fleet around. The question is, what is he going to do with this platform? This is probably going to be a phaser platform, as it's very nice against early game units because of its passive that takes reduced damage from short range units. And a lot of the early game ships are of the short range type, like Borgs and Intrepids. So the phaser platform is a decent choice. However, this could also end up being as a sensor platform because we have cloaked races, and knowing that someone is around watching you is valuable. So we can see over here that Stardust is also a pure tech player by the avatar bonus and has produced a ton of these A-20 attack destroyers, and this is a nice little fleet. So what remains to be seen is if he is going to jump into this wormhole